Hi, everyone. Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. It's Wednesday. That means it's Crime Stoppers Day. And for the first time in what feels like forever and a day, we finally have Jared Minary from Lincoln Police Department back in the streaming studio.
Sorry to ruin your trend.
You canceled on me, and then I canceled on you. So it's been a few weeks since we've had you. How have you been?
It's been good. It's been real good. We had a Crime Stoppers conference for Crime Stoppers USA that was really great. We can talk about that in a little bit if you want. Yeah. But it's been a pretty good month. It's just been very busy, I guess.
I was going to say, that was my next question. Have you been busy? Because usually if you're busy, that means things are happening.
I mean, for me personally, some of the stuff I'm working is actually older cases. It's not right now. So I don't know if I am a great reflection of what's happening today.
Well, Jared, again, we're doing this Crime Stopper segment. Crime does not pay, but solving crime can pay.
Yes, again.
Again, crimes that we see here featured on our segment are crimes that are on LincolnCrimeStoppers.com, and these are crimes that if someone can submit a tip because we just need a little bit of help, we're at a dead end, they could make a little money.
Yes, absolutely. We had somebody actually get one today, I think. So, yeah.
There you go. That's perfect. All right, so we have two crimes today, but we're in one spot.
Yes, right at 14th and O Street. That's our hot spot today.
Yeah,
so.
Sandy's Bar down there, 14th and O. And we have a vandalism and an assault. But we're going to start with the vandalism because that happened first back in mid-September.
I love this video right here.
He's just like karate chopping and looks like he's having such a good time, but then he starts wailing.
Yeah, and what was a good time turned quickly into a bad time. As you can see here, he finally gets mad enough that he punches the window out. So he does some damage to Sandy's in this case. So we're obviously looking for this guy. He's obviously got some skills here. This is probably not the first time he's done these karate moves at a party. So we're hoping maybe somebody recognizes him or his fancy moves and can give us a tip on who he is.
The line from Napoleon Dynamite just popped into my head that he probably has nunchuck skills too.
Mad skills.
Mad skills. Girls like guys with skills. Computer hacking skills, nunchuck skills. Yeah, so, I mean, this is just one of those things where it's just like, why? Why do you got to do that? Why do you got to be like that?
I don't know what the backstory is on this, if there's something that happened in the bar previously with this guy, or if he's just having a bad day and decided to take it out on poor Sandy's window. But either way, obviously, we want to catch this guy.
And so it sounds like actually the manager kind of went after the guy?
Yep, one of the employees in there, I can't remember if it was the manager or just like the security, but they basically chased out after him, but just didn't end up catching him enough that we could catch on to him enough to get his name. So
And so we see some pretty decent shots of his face, I feel like, in this video. Again, obviously white male. He's got looks like brown, dark hair, and kind of a full beard there. So again, you know anything.
And there were several people standing on that corner, amazed by his skills in the first kick, and then dumbfounded by how it developed by the end of it. I don't know if they would know who he is, but obviously they were there present. Maybe they saw him get into a vehicle, or somebody can give us some information on it.
Yep, just something that will kind of crack the case open. So again, Jared, as always, if someone does know something and needs a little extra cash, Christmas is right around the corner. Prime Days just happened. You never know what you need it for.
Good point.
How can they get a hold of you?
Obviously, you can call the police department at that 441-6000 number anytime if you want to talk to an officer. However, if you want to be anonymous or you want a reward, you do have to call Crime Stoppers. That's the only way you can get the reward and be anonymous. And that phone number is 402-475-3600. Of course, you can go on LincolnCrimeStoppers.com to see these cases we're talking about today and all the other cool things we're posting that have happened around Lincoln. And finally, of course, that P3 app, which is one of my favorites because it allows us to have almost a complete two-way conversation with you, like a text message, but it still completely keeps you anonymous. The technology behind that's great, and it helps us out a lot to be able to ask just a couple of follow-up questions sometimes and get just a little bit more information.
And that's usually that's the nicest part, is just that follow-up question.
Absolutely.
Because someone can give a really good tip, but it's just like, hey, did you mean it was blue or was it red?
And sometimes they don't know what we're looking for. We might have a follow-up question regarding that, and they may have the information. They just didn't realize it was important. So we can ask a good question that might lead them, hey, can you give us more information about this part of it? And they may have something that will actually solve the case. They didn't think it was important enough to tell us.
Well, there we go. Okay. All right. So fast forward now, then, like 3 weeks. Again, we're back at Sandy's Bar. And we have an aggravated assault.
Yep, this one's a little more serious. This is on October 9th. Two guys are kind of walking around. You can see this guy with this longboard. He gets up in a verbal fight with somebody outside of the bar there at 14th and O Street, and it goes wrong pretty fast. This is blurred out, so you don't see everything, but you can definitely see the motions here. Pretty violent attack on this guy. And he ends up taking this longboard and hitting him in the face. right there, and it's pretty serious, obviously, concerning. The guy ends up going home. He ends up having seizures on his bed or on his couch back at home. Luckily, he had a roommate that could call 911. This could have gone a very different direction if that roommate hadn't have been there. So in the end, they basically put some staples into his head, and he had some pretty serious lacerations. But this guy, we're definitely looking for him. White male is what we believe he's to be. Dark colored, possibly plaid leather jacket with a design on the back of the jacket. And then, of course, that longboard, skateboard that has some kind of design on the bottom of it. We're just hoping maybe somebody's seen this guy roaming around downtown and can give us an idea who he is, too.
Yeah, I had Captain Pembleton from UNLPD on last week, and he always makes a good point when we have him on, is that, people are creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
So they wear the same things. They do that. So I would imagine this gentleman is probably still out there, probably tooling around with his longboard.
Yep, absolutely. I'm sure this is something he rides every day. That's not a cheap board, so it's probably something he's pretty dedicated to riding. So hopefully that'll help lead us to him.
And so, again, this is the looping video we have of him. This is outside. Was this afterwards? After the?
I don't believe it was. I think it was before,
Might have been
but
before.
I'm not positive on that.
Okay. And so then some still images. Again, you can see kind of that design on the back of that. Again, I think you mentioned it looks like a leather jacket there.
Yep.
And again, then you can see kind of got the hood up there, but white male. And then with that longboard, and you can kind of see the design, lighter colored longboard.
Yep.
But yeah, wow. Okay, had seizures on his bed at home. That really could have went sideways.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
quick for him.
usually a pretty bad sign when that happens. So I'm really glad that he had a roommate that could get him to the hospital that night.
Absolutely. And again, we just looked at him, but again, if you know anything, you follow these instructions here on your screen. Again, reach out to LPD 402-441-6000. Again, to make that anonymous tip so you can be eligible for the reward, 402-475-3600, online at LincolnCrimeStoppers.com, or that P3 app, which we like so much because we can have that little conversation going on. But tell me about the conference.
So basically we had a conference in Indianapolis, Indiana. I wouldn't say it's the most exciting place to go, but, that's not what it's about. It was actually about making connections with other Crime Stoppers programs. And I am actually one of the regional directors for the Crime Stoppers USA program. So I have 4 states in the center of the United States that I kind of help represent. And it was a really good conference. We talked about a lot of issues that Crime Stoppers programs have around the country. Some are positive, some are negative. There's always a plethora of things to discuss when it comes to legal. So it was a good conference. There's definitely some exciting ideas that always come out of a conference like this on how to get your word out, how to get your message out, how to help even fundraise for your program to keep those programs alive. And that's definitely something we're working on here, is trying to fundraise to keep our program alive. So we're excited to see some of that possibility. That's where the idea of Zoodun it actually came from originally, is I went to one of these conferences and somebody else was doing it, and I thought, hey, that's a cool idea. Let's try that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I imagine you probably get a lot of questions at a conference like that. Again, I would imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, that we might kind of have the gold standard of Crime Stoppers programs with our clearance rate that's around 50% that we've talked about in the past.
I definitely would say that we are the only people that are posting all of the cases we do. Most Crime Stopper programs only post like a homicide case here, a missing person case here. They are not as involved as our program is. So I think we are doing some really good work in Lincoln, and it obviously shows by our community and how much they're supporting it in solving a lot of those cases we post. It's almost crazy to me how we can post a case and within hours we'll get tips on that case, and that's before we maybe go to the media and say, hey, help us out with this one.
Yeah.
There are obviously people that are constantly watching that page, so it's great to see it. I've definitely talked about it at some of our conferences with other people to see what they're doing, and I think we definitely have something going here that is not happening around the rest of the country, if not the globe.
That's
So
really cool.
It is pretty
That's
neat.
really exciting to see.
I'm pretty proud of it, honestly.
You should be. You very much should be. So, again, you mentioned it, but I brought it up here. Here is that page, again, LincolnCrimeStoppers.com. If you're ever bored and kind of want to know what are some of the maybe not brightest crayons in the box doing in Lincoln, you could come check out this page. Again, you'll find the link to the latest segment that we've done here from the streaming studio, whether it's with you, Jared, or Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, or UNLPD. And I always really like the names that you guys come up with for a lot of these crimes.
We have some fun with the names, yeah.
Yeah, they make me chuckle. So it's a great page to again check out and again see what's going on. And again, you can leave your tips right there from the page if
Yep.
you know something.
Yep, I think it's a great place to go, and there's lots of links in there too, so you can kind of get to all kinds of different places from there. So if you want to go see the Lincoln Police Department and learn about getting a job as a cop, there's a place there where you can link to it. You can find out that the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, obviously, there's all kinds of links on there that if you want to just go waste some time on your lunch break while you're eating your mac and cheese, there you go.
All right, Jared. Anything else that we need to talk about, we need to know about today?
No, I think that's it for today.
All right.
So we're doing pretty good, I think.
I think so, too. All right. So, again, if you know anything, you can reach out. Those numbers we already showed you. Appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching, as always. Jared, thank you for, again, jumping in here and joining us again. Keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online, for all of your latest news, weather, and sports. Until next time, hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.